welcome to Brunch with Brooke, Showbiz Talk. Today I've got for you a renowned composer and musician. He's sought after by Sony Records, MTV Base, and he's rubbed shoulders with Pussycat Dolls and more. Today I have in the studio with me, welcome, Skripture.
Wow.
Hi Skripture, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
It is really it's really great to have you here, by the way. So thank you for stopping at Brunch with Brooke and just chopping it up with us. You are a sought after composer, Skripture. Yeah. And just to remind you, if you don't know, your accolade reads as this, for over the years since 2011 and just before actually, you found yourself working as a composer. What I want to know is that at what stage did you decide that making music for other people was for you, and why?
Well, boy, I think when I was younger, my brother and I, we just started producing on like a little 8-track mixer that my dad had lying around. And obviously I wasn't really prone to being in the front. I wasn't prone to singing or rapping at that stage. So it was literally just making music. We both played instruments. And so from that, it just grew like being a rhythm section to backing up people in a band to then just like trying to put that onto like tracks or stuff like that. And then we started producing for people in my hood. Like MCs would just come down to our house and just record. Singers would come through and record just loads of different people. And that kind of just, it kind of happened naturally. So, and after that, we just fell in love with making music like that, and then that became our passion, and we started producing for people. I think one of the first people we worked with that came to the house actually was Damage. Back in the day, one of the lead singers from that old school R&B group.
Yeah, he just shows up at your house.
Yeah, he did. I think it was like some
magic happened.
Yeah, some magic happened. We did a good track with him actually at the time. And then, one of the people that I started working with after that was Ashley Thomas.
That's right. See, the thing is, a lot of people love what you do. You have actually produced for, like really big UK artists, Bashi. You've been produced also for Tinchy Strider as well.
Yes,
Tinchy Strider. And you've even worked with Charlotte Church as well. So, a lot of people like what you do. And what is it like getting to recognised by people like that and creating and having a vision?
It's actually really nice, to just kind of like, a lot of those things happen organically. A lot of the time in the industry it is about who you know. So like, with Tinchy Strider, I think we were in the studio, we were working with someone who owned the studio, like 3 of us, my brother and I, and one of my great friends who's also like no one, and so he's like, I have to take it. And that's how that, organic relationships just kind of pop off like that. And it's always, when I said that my brother and I play bass and he plays drums, a mutual friend or a friend of my father's, I think, had an audition or whatever, and they said, yo, go down. So we went down and luckily got that as well. So that's how I worked with her. But yeah, that was when I was really young. I think I was about 16.
Wow. But the thing is, your story dates back further than that, before that. And what's amazing is that you love to just kind of produce music for other people and take more of the back seat. A lot of, I would class you as grime, but not so much so, because you take from a lot of different genres. What would you describe, what would you put Skripture? What category of genre would you put yourself in?
I don't know, that's the thing, it's difficult. I mean, I kind of wrap my brain about that as well, and even just how I want to be represented or how I want people to view me. And I don't know, I don't want to put myself in a box. Because I feel like I listen to a lot of different music, and I luckily kind of replicate whatever I hear. So because of that, you might catch me doing something that you've never heard me do before.
But we have.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Because you were actually, fun fact, you were actually part of a group called Score, which was an urban rock band, and with American artists. Tell me a bit more about that.
That was mad, because again, my brother plays drums. He was playing for Amy Winehouse at the time, R.I.P. rest, she's an absolute legend.
Amazing.
And while he was touring with her, there were 3 guys who came from LA and they were looking for a band member. They saw him performing, like, you're cold, like, we want to work with you. And then my dad was always getting on to me, like, just go and see Wagwan, like, go and play with them. And I was like, that's my brother's thing, like. And they were like, no, I'll come through. And they didn't have a bass player. Went through and I just kicked it with them, and they were all calm. All of them were just blessed. And so we ended up kind of forming a group, and then we went on tour. We toured with like JLS, we toured with Lamar. We
That's right.
we did a show with Pussycat Dolls as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And fun enough, because I'd worked with with Dappy from N-Dubs. I worked with him when I was doing the Bashy album. He was actually doing the show where it was Pussycat Dolls, N-Dubs, and then we were performing as well. So when I saw him, he was like, "Right, what are you doing here?" He's like, I hadn't seen him in about 5 years at that point. He was like, "It's just good to link up on that stage as well."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Still,
you know, the thing is that there's something about you and the way you produce and your music that people like. You know, so much so that Sony Records wanted a part of it.
Yeah,
and
they were at the time,
yeah, and it's amazing because you've actually done joint projects and made music for huge campaigns.
Yeah, so when we were working together, I think, I don't know how it fell into particular people's hands, but you know, Sony ended up hearing it and they were like, "Yo, let's have a meeting and link up and see what we can do." So then that happened, and then also at the same time we were talking to Metropolis Music, and they were interested in managing.
Was it at that stage when like Sony rings you up and they're like, "We want to work with you"? Is that the time when you think, "Yeah, I've made it"?
You know, it's so funny. I was so scared. I was like, "Nah, this has got to be a joke." Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, "Nah, how have you come across our music? Like, we didn't actually contact you." And then you know, you get the email and you're thinking, "Oh, this is not true." And then you have the meeting and you're like, "Right, it's actually true." Yeah. So it's almost unbelievable, but it does show you that, you know, you're putting in the hard work.
That's
and
right.
It's so nice and it's a blessing to be recognised by anyone of that stature. So,
that's amazing. Well, I want to talk about at what point did you decide actually, you know, you've worked with all of these artists, you know, big campaigns, big labels want to work with you. At what stage were you like, actually, I want to step out the background, pick up the mic and show everyone what I'm about.
You know what's funny? I never ever saw myself as being a frontman, like I said in the beginning. It was never that was never the case. But my dad always used to force me. And obviously, when I'm making songs for people from my hood and everyone's coming through and they're MCing, you kind of like, you want to do it too, innit? So you kind of start like writing your own bars on the sly, like, you know what I mean? Trying to, while they've gone and you're making beats, now you're trying to record on your own beats to see what you would sound like. Yeah. And then you like show a couple of people and they're like, "Yeah, you know, it's good." Then when I picked up with the score, again, I was hiding that side of myself. I was only just playing bass and producing for them. And they were like, "No, I swear you can spit and I swear you can sing or whatever." So now I started doing that in that group. Then that made me think, okay, cool, actually maybe I can do this on a bigger platform. But at the stage, obviously, it was only in the score because that's the context that I kind of found out about. That I was able to do it. So then when that broke off, I was like, right, I can't. I've harnessed this gift. I've got to continue it, kind of thing. And luckily, at the stage, I had producer management from what is their names? Z Management. They were managing me at the time, and they linked me up with a company called Audio Network. Okay. And they were like, "Yeah, we want you to literally do what you do, like in terms of like, you know, grime, straight up, authentic, hip, whatever it is that you do, and we will just, you know, put it on our platform and market it to the world or whatever." So I was like, and at the time, that wasn't a big thing, like working with sync companies and them letting you know, use your voice or spit or just do whatever you're doing, and they champion it. So I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. Did it, and then loads of brands just started using it. Just started spreading.
Happening. Okay, that's amazing. Like, what is your earliest memory of making music, and what inspires you? What creates the sound that we now know as Skripture? What genre is it?
I think I'm very influenced by a lot of the music that I hear. I can't even lie. Just like, you know, growing up, my dad was a singer and he played instruments, played percussion and stuff.
What sort of genre did he?
He's a gospel singer and a jazz singer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he loves, like, he was on Stars on the Rise. If anyone remembers that from back in the day, but when I was younger, Stars on the Rise was a program. Amazing. And he went on there and he did Louis Armstrong. That was one of the people that he used to love singing. Yeah. So we grew up in church watching him and stuff, and then like he used to show us all Bob Marley, you know, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, all the greats.
All the greats. Yeah.
And then you grow up and you start to. I think he came back from America one time and he brought back a Busta Rhymes CD, and I was like, nah, what is this? And then my mind just, you know what I mean? You start going mad, listen to Dre and everyone, and then Dizzy Rascal, So the Crew, and everyone starts coming up. So then you get influenced by them. So then you just keep getting pulled into different places.
That's
you know what I mean? And then it all influences your music.
That's
and so
right. And it trickles down into your sound.
Into my sound.
Right. Yeah. So you know, like playing, you play like the bass guitar, right? So is that infused in your music as well, or is that when you're performing with bands?
It is. You know, I did actually limit that to when I was performing with bands, because a lot of people, like I remember even Bashy one time after I'm making a beat for him, and he knows how I am or whatever, and just what I'm involved in. And then I remember one time we were doing a show, and even Cass was like, "Oh, let's play for him, and it will be his band." And he was looking at me, and he was like, "You play bass?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I can't picture. It doesn't go with your character for me to be playing bass." So I kind of was like, "Actually, no, that's right." So then I kind of thought, if I'm going to do this like MCing thing or whatever, I can't really evolve the two. But then like as I've grown older, I've started to not care what people think.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And so now I'm putting in my music more. So as I get older and, you know, time goes on, you'll hear a lot of me doing that. You may even one day maybe see me on stage playing and rapping.
That would be, amazing. Yeah, take it right back, strip it all down. School, exactly. Let's hear your sounds and you and the bass. That'd be amazing. Definitely. Yeah, so, you know, since 2013, you've graced us with like just amazing songs, such as Till They Know. Give Me Back and Play Around. Where does Skripture get his inspiration for music like that?
Well, I think that, funny enough, a lot of the music I've actually, the ones that you listed, were actually influenced by my company. So that is why it's like, they would say, you know, can we have I don't know, an album of just like 5 straight gram tracks. So then I'll do 5 straight gram tracks for them. And I'll pick from inspirations of like situations and things that I've been in life in terms of the content, but then the genre of the music is driven by what they were asking me for. Nowadays, we'll get into this in a bit, but the new project that I'm coming out with, they've given me complete creative control. So this is going to be the first time that I can, like, on that platform, the same platform that everyone's known me to put music out on, I can finally just do what I do.
And truly be creative.
Yeah, truly. So I can have grime on there, but I also might have Afro beat on there or bashment on there.
I love it.
You know what I mean? We'll go everywhere with it.
Sprinkles of all those genres.
Exactly, Most definitely.
Oh gosh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Right, so you were also part of a group called The Truth Movement. What was that about? And tell me a bit more. That's
mad, because that was also, there's not even a lot of people that know about that. But one stage, it was my brother and I, Kassa, the producer songwriter I spoke about earlier, Progression, who is brothers with Highly from Western. So just to put context on him as well, he's worked with everyone in the industry also, like Brett 32, you name it. And then another songwriter called Benoit, who's amazing, like probably one of the top female artists in this country, period. Also my cousin Donick, who's now blown up and big as well himself, who's amazing as well, one of the best male artists, he was in there as well. And also an artist called Michael Kiwanuka, who is now again a very, very big world-renowned artist as well. Like he's blown up as well. So that was the construct of that, and we were all just like friends. We were all kind of like working together just organically, and we just thought, you know, why not just like put a label on this, put a group on it, and we produced the first mixtape for a Benoit back in the day, and that like did its rounds around the hoods, and everyone was like, "Wow, who's this?" and stuff. And then like eventually speaking, we kind of all just like, you know, pivoted out and did our own things. But that was a mad period of time to work with them. It just literally again organically, just brethren, just being with each other, and whatnot,
getting together and creating something special.
Exactly.
Right. So 2017, film industry to interest in you.
That was a bit mad.
So 2017, Honey Trap came out. I remember the commotion and the buzz around that. They chose you to be their theme tune. What was that like?
That was mad. That's my first experience of any like film, anything of that nature. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, you obviously go to cinema all the time and you see things, and you just see the level of like, you know, just focus that goes into it, or just the whole production that goes into it, and you're just like, right, I'd love to be a part of that one day. And then I was with a management company called IKB Media. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, we're pitching songs for this company. So, you know, let's pick." They actually said that they want to use this song, so let's pick it and see if they take it. So I was like, "Oh, they're not going to take this film company." And when they were like, "Yeah, we want to use it," I was like, "Whoa!"
Wow.
And then I think that was, like you said, the first kind of experience I had. And then after that, a lot more have just come up, and it's just been like when it pops up, I can't believe my songs in it. Like I wrote.
Does it make it real for you?
It does. Because sometimes it's even for people like films that I'm watching just in general, and I'm interested because I do watch, you know, Netflix, and you know, you watch all the hood movies that come out as well on these platforms on YouTube, and all these creatives getting their films out, and like for my music to be part of that, and I think, you know, in history and legacy, when people look back on 10 years and they watch my music. that's like enough for MTV Base as well. It was like it got picked up by a friend of mine, Casa, RIP as well, but he pitched it forward for MTV Base. So it'd already been used for something, and they were like, "We love it so much, we want to use this as a theme song." So luckily, it'd already been made. I didn't really write it in the mind of making the film, but the fact that it even got to there in the first place was it was nuts.
Do you know what's really great? Actually, is like you seem like all-rounded, and everyone seems to be able to resonate and relate with you on some stage. You know, because at the moment you've got there's Arsenal. They've used your track as well, so it's like from the film industry to football.
Even basketball. I mean, recently a cousin of mine, Ashley Hamilton, who's in the Great Britain basketball team. He like sends me clips because he'll be looking at different things, and he'll be like, "Bro, your music's on this as well." And I'm like, "Right, the basketball industry are really like messing with me," like, and I like that. And it's true, like it's crazy, like, and even my own, I support personally Man United. I know that's gonna rub a couple of people the wrong way, but yeah, I mean, and them using my song, I think they used it like last year or something like that, and people were trying to mistake. They were like, "Who's this? Is it Stormzy?" I think it was when Lukaku got signed. So they used my song as the opening video, even when Abramovich, when he came back from his thing, they used my song as well. So I'm like, bro, this is the team I support, and they're using my music more than one time. So it's not even like it's a fluke. I'm just like over the moon. Like I can't be more grateful at all.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, also I wanted to talk about what are you doing at the moment? What are you doing at the moment? What is Skripture
a lot of things, to be fair. One of the things I'll say quickly before I forget is that I'm a brand ambassador of my friend's company, Something About Elizabeth, which is a brand that I'm wearing now. So go to somethingaboutelizabeth.com. Just all their clothes and stuff are just they're cool, so just check them out.
Okay, so what do they do?
They are a brand. They have worked with people like Sean Paul, they've worked with Lethal B, they've made customized jackets for they made Stylo G's whole outfit for the Mobile Awards and things like that. They're really good designers. They're mad, and their inspiration is the Elizabeth icon. Something about Elizabeth.
And you're the brand ambassador.
And I'm the brand ambassador.
Who better than us?
I grew up with them. I went to school with them. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've grown up with them, and then. Other stuff that I'm up to, part of my own project is I'm working with my cousin, who I said was part of the Truth Movement, Donick. And he's got an album coming out that my brother and I and a couple of other people have been working on. We've like co-produced it. He's in LA at the moment, just like, getting the stuff sorted. He's shooting the first video and stuff. So that should be coming out shortly. There's 2 songs out already. That we've worked on, one featuring me, one featuring Barney Artist, and the most recent one that's come out is featuring Gavin Turek, which is called Do You Wanna? So that's out now. That's on his next album that's coming out as well. So that's something that's coming out. And then my own project, which I'm working on, which I'm just finishing up now for Audio Network, which is my next album that I really want everyone to check out. Because I feel like I said, like all my last projects that people have been interested in stuff, they are facets of who I am, but I feel like as a project, as an album, no one's really heard who I am. Me,
the raw sound.
Everything just me. So this next project that I'm putting out, which should be coming out hopefully in the next like couple of months, maybe 4 or 5 months, you'll see the first video, the first rollout or whatever. That's coming out soon, so just be on the lookout.
You heard it here first. Skripture at LALB UK. Touched it with Brunch with Brooke. You heard it here first.
Thank you so much.
All right, brilliant. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about as well is your latest single, Don't Play That. What's the inspiration behind it?
Right, well that was just, I don't know, I think it was the space I was in at that particular moment, but I was really on the Afro bashment wave at that time. And so I was working for a company and they wanted me to do like an album related to that. So I did that, and then that song I was like, you know what, my management team at the particular time called Cloud9, they were like, bruv, I know you put that song out with that company, but you need to do a video for that or whatever. So I was like, all right, you know what, let's do that. So we went to my block and then we just shot a video there. So
are you constantly thinking about the message you're trying to get across right through to the video as well? Or
a million percent. I mean, even if I'm going to do my freestyle soon, I always want to have a message. I want to be saying something positive, like you said, because if you're going to look back on my music in 10, 20 years time, I don't want to just be talking rubbish. So, do you know what I mean? And it's actually like it's representative of my character as well. I do have those type of deep conversations with people. I deal with people on all levels, that from the hood to jails and to corporate, white England, middle class England. So all of those kind of things have to get rolled into my messages when I'm making music, because I feel like I need to be saying some sort of message. I need to have something to say.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, love it. For me, I absolutely love the visuals to that. You know, like it was. I won't go on too much, but you know what? You did put some sauce in that, and I did really like that.
I appreciate that.
I will say my hands down favourite overall, was the one that you did for Honey Trap.
Yes.
I got lost in that music.
Oh, thank you.
So what was the kind of inspiration for that? For me, it had a hook line as well. It had a hook and everything, and you can jam to it, you can move to it. So what was the inspiration behind that one?
That was going to be my first ever mixtape that I was supposed to drop. I actually haven't dropped it. I think Best Round Here and another song called Bark are the only two songs that ever actually hit the airwaves of that mixtape. I still want to put that mixtape out because again it was supposed to introduce me to the world, if you know what I mean. And so that I was really trying to go in. You know what I mean? I was trying to that was my back. I wasn't trying to hold back, and that was my kind of cocky statement, trying to say I'm the best. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
that was that was the message for that particular song. So,
you are the best.
Oh,
sorry,
thank you.
because now let's think about it. Because co-signed by Amy Winehouse's management, Sony wants you, Adidas, MTV Base, BET, Rick Ross knows your name. So you'll say you're the business.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so Skripture, you joined us in the building, and you're very lucky to have him. Just remember, you saw it here first at Brunch with Brooke, and we've got a treat for you too, because right now Skripture is going to perform for us. Do you want to introduce the track?
Yes, it's a song called Yeah You Know It, and it's just like a 16 bar freestyle verse from that verse. Nice. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, take it away.
Okay, right. Listen, it's easier said than done, yeah we know it. Nothing to plant a seed, but the heart to stay and grow it is a rarity. I'm so used to the devil tempting me, but ain't no easier to resist, and that's what's scaring me. And for the younger them, I don't know where to start. I mean, the roads are so cold, I barely see kids in the park. They're too busy playing grown up, 14 on the corner pushing weight, ain't trying to tone up, could blame his absent father or the example of his older, whipping in the Benz while his mum is in the Rover, telling in the books the only way to get your dough up. Older saying money from books, don't be a donut. Harder to conceive what he hears but doesn't see. Mummy struggling, the rent's due, barely food to eat, work her arse off every day, see her always on her feet. Older says what mummy makes in 2 months, my younger's making 1 week. Jeez, so what do you think's going through his head? Get an A on this test or go and grab a Z. It's no different from me, phones full of people who legally and illegally push keys. There's 2 sides to a coin and a story, but we forget the pain when it's time for the glory. I got love for my brothers on the streets and the jails. I just want to see us win, not fail.
Jeez! Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was Skripture. You can catch him on IG at Skripture. You can follow me at Brookie244. So Skripture, please name what we need to be following you up on next. What's out next?
Yes, what's coming out next hopefully should be a project with my brother called Say Nothing. That's a project that we're working on as well. And my project coming out on Audio Network hasn't got a name yet, but just be certain to look out for that and follow me on Skripture on Instagram and Skripture Speaks on Twitter as well. So
you heard it here first. That was Skripture, and I'm Brookie from Brunch with Brooke. Do have a great week, and do remember head to IG and follow us and see what we're doing next. Till then, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.